Welcome back to Cambridge Auto Sound. I'm Nathan, and this is a trio, or a quad, there's one hiding at the back as well, of old 80s BMWs. This is my friend Amet's, that's actually my car, DXi 635, and that's my brother's white E38. There is also an E38 behind with Alpina stripes and a factory fit Alpina body kit that's quite cool. That's actually for sale through AutoStore at the moment, so I'll post a picture of that up as well if you're interested in that. It's a fantastic, really clean car. This video is about this red car here. All of these three cars actually, so the red E28, which is a 535 dogleg manual if you're into your BMWs, my 635 CSI, which is currently an auto, that's going to be converted to a manual, and the manual E38 520i. All of these cars, great fun analog, apart from mine it's an auto, great fun old cars, but what people want from these old cars is to be able to jump in them and connect your phone, to be able to take the odd phone call, or to be able to see CarPlay, which in the red one and the white one you can do. I'll show you that in a minute. Mine, I haven't put CarPlay into it. What we do a lot of these old cars, partly because I like them. They're a bit of a labour of love, because they're certainly not a money maker, the amount of time you spend trying to fabricate things to fit them into these cars. But I like working on them. Let me show you let me just run through what we've done. So as standard, they've got tiny little oval speakers, 4x6 speakers in the front kicks. When I say the kicks, they're not in the doors, they're in the panels just in front of the doors, actually part of the bodywork. They're extremely well packaged and in a tight little space. BMW never thought back in the 80s about fitting bigger speakers and people wanting to put bigger amplifiers and subwoofers and tweeters and whatnot in the car. So you've got to get quite creative. Yes, from the purist point of view, you're going to be able to see speakers where there weren't previously speakers. It's impossible to hide everything, but the upside, if there's a downside, it's, yeah, okay, you've got some tweeters on this car on the A-pillar. On Daniel's car, he's built them into his little mirror sail. And on my car, I haven't quite decided yet, but the downside is that you've got some additional speakers that you can see that aren't completely originals, not going to win any concourse competitions for originality. But the massive upside is this sounds phenomenal. I'm not just saying that. Like, I couldn't believe how good this sounded when we finally kind of got it tuned, fired up, and all the speakers are singing in harmony. It sounds really amazing. And for an old car, that's like quite some doing for what you've got to work with. So we've replaced those 4x6s that are in the kicks with some bigger speakers. I'll show you those. We've put some tweeters on the A-pillars. In time, they could be formed into the A-pillars a little bit nicer. We've been on a bit of a budget and a time restriction with this one, so we've done what we can. We've made, I'm really proud of these, they look fantastic. We've made some BMW speaker pods for the back shelf to accommodate some Morel 5 inches. And then it's got a party little subwoofer kind of coming through the armrest. It's all running off two amplifiers, a Helix 206 DSP, that's a new one for me. It's one of their new line. It replaced the M6 DSP, which I loved because it was a 10-channel DSP, 6-channel amplifier, and you could run a whole system from it, 8 cabin speakers and a subwoofer. The new 206 DSP, it's a little bit smaller, it's a tiny bit more powerful, but they've lost 2 of the DSP channels. So now you can only really run a 2-way front end, rear speakers and a subwoofer. You can't do that 3-way front end anymore because they've dropped 2 of the channels. I can kind of see why they've done it, because it's not stepping on the toes of some of their bigger amplifiers, but it's such a shame because we used to use that M6 and M4 DSP quite a lot. I'm going to stop waffling, I'm going to grab the camera because I'm quite proud of this system. The other thing is it's about 9:30 on a Saturday night and I want to go home. First of all, real quick look around it. It's not going to win any concourse competitions yet on the condition of the car either. Amit knows it's a work in progress. Mechanically, it's pretty good. He's a mechanic by trade, but it needs a little bit of love. Goes nicely though, I drove this in. This is my one. We'll have a look at that at another date. And then my brother's, we're taking all of these out tomorrow, so I might include some photos and a little bit of video footage. But let's have a look at this. Hopefully it's going to be light enough on this camera. First of all, from the driving position, you've got some Morel tweeters. These are the hybrid MT300s. They're in their pod that they come with that's, yes, screwed onto the A-pillar. But they don't look that bad. They're kind of quite a nice size, quite a nice shape. I love the grills on the Morels, those Lotus grills, if I can get it to focus. They always look quite high-end. and they are high-end speakers. They're not cheap. They're cheap little tweeters. In time, yes, they could be formed in, wrapped in vinyl to match the kind of texture of this vinyl, but Amit was fine with them for now. Moving down, we've lost the head unit. Yes, there's a gap there. That wasn't us. That was already missing. But we've lost the head unit, and we have got a Amazon, cheap and cheerful, let's call it, but an Amazon that works extremely well and does exactly what you want, CarPlay screen. My brother's got this in his car, and it was his idea. When he first suggested it, I kind of thought, might not look right. But actually, he's made this with 3D printed this surround that the screen sits in. That's then wrapped, if I can get the camera to focus, in vinyl to kind of match the finish of the OEM center panel. When you turn the key on, that's on the ignition. That fires up, automatically connects to CarPlay, or in Amit's case, Android Auto, because he's got an Android phone. And then you've got your maps. We've also put a rear camera in. Let me just show you that quickly, because Amit wanted a camera. It hasn't got parking sensors. He's actually going to use this as his daily car. How cool is that? 3D printed little mounts, so it kind of sits like the ones you can get that are integrated with the number plate light. But that gives you a great view, very wide view of the back of the car. So that clicks in when you go into reverse. Obviously, when you come out of reverse, it goes away again. You've got your CarPlay. You can control your music from there. In terms of track skip forwards and backwards, the music streams in this system to a BT HD Streamer, and we've got the conductor sitting here that when you start playing music, that lights up. We've also got another little button here. That's your call answer button. Just the way the system is routed, it's not as seamless as I'd like. I have had words with Audio Tech Fisher requesting some changes slightly that I think they might be able to do, but we'll see. That we can streamline this very slightly and just have everything running through the conductor without the need for separate buttons to answer calls. Because this is like their ecosystem is great for classic cars where you want to get rid of the head unit and just run everything from the phone to the BT Streamer. We've got a microphone up here, so that's how you obviously talk. You know, press to answer calls, have a chat, works really well, and then hang up. In the kick panel, I'm not a master fabricator. Let me just say that now. So if any of you are looking at this and going, "Oh, I could do better," be my guest. I'm not saying that you can't do better. I'm not saying that this is the world's best bit of fabrication, but we've got a 6.5-inch Morel Virtus Nano. It's the only speaker that would fit in there. It's on an 80mm bit of MDF. So it's playing through the bit of 18mm MDF, and then it's vented into the original hole where the 4x6 oval speaker was. So it's not a box, but it's not just one single bit of MDF. It is open behind it, like you would have airspace in a door. This has got airspace in the A pillar, and I think it actually vents down into the sill a little bit as well. So it's not a dissimilar setup to the modern BMWs where they've got the 8-inch underseat speaker that vents into the sill, but this is a 6.5-inch in a kick that also vents into the A pillar and the sill. They play really nicely. There's no resonance, there's no rattles because it's on the really solid bit of MDF that's bolted into the frame of the car. There is another one this side. I haven't got the torch this side, but you can kind of get the idea. So that's your front end. Speakers in the kicks, bigger than the originals, tweeters, and a conductor and a CarPlay screen. It functions really well, really happy with it. In the back, under the seats, we've got the amplifiers. I'm not going to show you those now. There's a little bit of wire tidying still to be done, but we've got the Amplify 206 DSP under this side, and under that side we've got a Up1FX monoblock. We've got the BT Streamer under here and the fuse distribution over that side. So it's neat enough. The wires need a little bit of tidying up. We just needed to get this ready for tomorrow for him. In here, blowing through a hole, there's a 35 litre box, I think it was 35 litre, with a Morel Primo 10-inch sub in it. That's quite a big box for that sub. That's the size that it recommended. Plays really nicely, really accurate sub. Not the world's most expensive sub, but for this size of car and for what we want from it, it plays really well. Armrest can go up, so obviously if you don't want the world seeing the goods, you put the armrest up and it's not going to look any different. On the back shelf, these are the bits that I really love. and it's quite hard to get a picture of them. But these are pods that we 3D printed because we had to make them because they're hard to get hold of to start off with, but also we needed to make them big enough to accommodate the Morel 5-inch speakers. So everything there is completely handmade. So the actual base of it, the frame that the speaker cloth is then stuck round, and even, we didn't actually print these, but these little badges that say BMW sound system, Amit provided those. They're resin printed, they look really cool. And they're screwed down onto the parcel shelf, so they're nice and solid as well. But it looks nice and original, pretty cool little feature. Like I said, the car sounds amazing. I'll try and get some footage of how it sounds. I'll probably take some footage or overlay some video of Daniel's tomorrow when it's out in the daylight, just so you can see the speakers, because it's in a dark little hole there, waiting to go out tomorrow. Another one of my famous rambly videos where I haven't really thought about what to say. It's late at night, I'm tired, I want to go home, but I definitely wanted to show you this car because I'm really happy with how it's come out. It will probably come back. Amit's going to come back and do some work on my car, so when it's back we'll have another little play around with it, maybe take some more photos outside. But for now, I'll overlay, if I haven't already, I'll overlay the CarPlay starting, try and get a bit of audio as well. You'll probably see this around if you're in the BMW community. Amit's pretty well known. MK Motors and Sons, definitely look him up if you've got a BMW of this era. He's an absolute genius at finding parts and just knowing how to fix things that seem unfixable. I'll put his link in the description. He's on Instagram, that's probably the best way to get hold of him. But for now, thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about this kind of car or anything else, you know where to find us.
I've seen it all, seen the heavens, I've been down below. Not who you think I am, unpredictable man. No, you don't understand. Unless I made a mistake. No, I think I'm wide awake. That's right out on my feet. But the whole ground falls away. You want me on the team, I was born ready to lead. I'm king, bad things don't happen to me. I'm off the beaten track, I can do better than that, and that's just where I'm at. Fortune is on my side, I'm sober while I'm high. One day they'll write my name in stars, I'll be in the sky. I'm winning guaranteed, fold if I'm betting please. It's all meant to be, unless I made a mistake. No, I think I'm wide awake. That's right out on my feet. The whole ground falls away. Then the sun comes up tremendous. My heart feels so betrayed. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I made a mistake.
I don't even care about the copyright strike on that one because it's such a banging song and the system sounds so good. Anyway, it's sunny. Let's go and use them.